What saves stronger than you think.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming out here, however, in your bar on this Tuesday in the fight against teen dating violence. My name is Armaan Sharma. I use he, him pronouns, and I am part of Safe Alternative to Violent Environments, or SAVE's Stronger Than You Think youth group from Fremont, California in the Bay Area. I'm speaking here today with the incredible California Partnership to End Domestic Violence, not out of joy, but out of necessity. This speech, this rally, they both come at a time of immense significance, not only because prevention efforts have been and continue to be underfunded by the state of California, but because youth today are more vulnerable than ever before. I'd like to paint a simple picture. Not so long ago, we were all in quarantine, isolated from friends and family, and deprived of ordinary human interactions. We may brush this off as a moment in our not so distant past, but youth especially are still reeling from the implications of this isolation. I see too amplified depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues in youth, and it's only sped up a negative trend that was already in place. Particularly as a teen from the Bay, pressure is placed on you by society or by yourself from the second you're born. The second implication is youth's reliance on social media and the digital universe for connection with others and for information. This lack of in-person interactions meant turning to iPhones, iPads, computers, whatever, in an effort to feel a part of society once again. The relevance is clear. As COVID has and is continuing to evolve, introducing all its new variants, teen dating violence is following suit. What do you think happens when youth feel alone, have low self-esteem, or never feel good enough? What do you think happens when youth constantly seek out the validation of others or constantly try to change themselves for other people? What do you think happens when youth get all of their information about relationships from platforms that team with predators or display content that romanticizes sexual violence? What do you think happens when all of the previous happens, but there's no one or nothing to stop it? Teen dating violence is evolving. It's undeniable. But we can be the someone and we can be the something to stop it from evolving and to stop it from happening in the first place. Right now, 1 in 3 youth experience teen dating violence, whether physical, emotional, sexual, psychological, or more. Let that number sink in. That means 1 in 3 youth are at a greater risk of being in a violent relationship later in their life. That means 1 in 3 youth are at a greater risk of developing further serious mental health issues. That means 1 in 3 youth are at a greater risk of physically harming themselves. That means 1 in 3 youth have lost access to a safe and healthy future, lost over a preventable issue. When discussing the work of the partnership or SAVE, most people think about the tangible accomplishments that have been done. Examples, how many were given food, shelter, legal help, etc. However, our work is so much more than that. Prevention is the most important, yet the most ignored and underfunded tool in this field. As long as it continues to be ignored and underfunded, we will keep coming here and keep raising our voices. There's absolutely no reason nor justification for why we shouldn't be doing whatever we can to stop a public health crisis from happening in the first place. This isn't like the pandemic, when we were scrambling to create an effective vaccine. We've already tried prevention. We already know it works. We know that by going into schools and talking about healthy relationships, we're setting up teens to become healthy and confident adults who understand boundaries and are equipped with the tools to foster positive relationships. We know that by improving mental health in teens, we can protect them from harmful relationships later. We know that by speaking here today and opening the dialogue about teen dating violence, we can empower youth and like-minded adults to learn more about teen dating violence and join us in the fight against it. And we know that with this increased awareness of the issue comes the removal of stigmas that act as blockades to prevention and protection. Teen dating violence may not be a simple fix for us, but it is for our legislators and leaders. Use your vote, use your power, and use your influence to fund prevention efforts across the state and speak out against teen dating violence. So the question is not whether we need it. The question isn't whether it works. The question definitely isn't whether it's worth it. The question that it comes down to in the end is simple. Do you care enough? Thank you.